Keep it going for DougDohrer. Keep it going for DougDohrer. Nice to see you again.
Thanks.
Welcome back.
Thanks. Hi, everybody. In 1970, I was a senior in high school in Bethany, Oklahoma, and I was madly in love. The object of my affection was a girl named Cindy. She was a cheerleader. She was gorgeous. She was tall. She was athletic. And she had this incredible long blonde hair that hung all the way down to her waist. And when she would like flip her hair like this, it was like a golden curtain. And I was so infatuated. I, on the other hand, not a very good student, was a juvenile delinquent, had been in jail a couple of times. She was clearly out of my league. But I had one ace up my sleeve, and that was I had a car. So after weeks of mooning over Cindy, I went up to her one day, I worked up my courage, and I said very confidently, Cindy, would you like to go to lunch with me? And she looked at me for a long minute, and she went, okay. So we made arrangements. I picked her up from class the next day. Went out. I walked her out to my car in the parking lot. I opened the passenger door like a gentleman. She got in. We went to the newest place in town called McDonald's. And I was like, you can get whatever you want. Get a Big Mac, even a fried apple pie. And I was charming. I was witty. She was laughing at everything I said. We were having a wonderful time. It was time to go back to school. I opened her passenger door again. She gets in. I run around to the driver's side. I hop in. And she had moved over one spot and was sitting next to me. Now, at this point, I have to tell you that my car was a 1964 Ford utility van. And yeah, that's funny, but the engine was right between the two front seats. It was just a black box, and you could like lift a lid, and there's the engine. But I'd put a pillow on it, and that's where she was sitting. And she's sitting next to me, and I was like, I was so, her shoulder was touching mine, and she was talking, and I was like, and I was pumping the gas. I was trying to get the van started, and I was like, tell me more. And then I smelled gas, and I realized that I had flooded the engine because I was so nervous. And that next split second, I heard a muffled boom, and a jet of flame came up out of one of the vents like a Bunsen burner. It came straight up, went right up her back, and caught her hair on fire. She screamed, I screamed, both of us jumped out. She took off running, and her hair is flapping like this, and flames are coming on like a bottle rocket. And I chased after her. I knocked her to the ground in the parking lot. It was wintertime. This isn't funny. It was wintertime. I picked up handfuls of snow, and I was smacking her in the back of the head like this and like beating her. Meanwhile, my van was fully engulfed, and a little guy came out of McDonald's with a fire extinguisher, and I was like, finally I got the fire out, and I kind of picked her up to a sitting position. I said, it's okay, the fire's out. And I was patting her on the back, and like chunks of hair were coming off, and kind of like a dusty, and it smelled bad. And her mom came, took her to the hospital. She was okay, but she wasn't at school the next day, and she wasn't at school the day after that. And the third day, she came back to school with this little pixie haircut. She wouldn't talk to me. She avoided me. This was a small school, so all the girls in school were going, oh my God, Doug, you are so horrible. Oh my God, we hate you. And the guys were like, hey, Dor, I hear you had a hot date the other day. She was smoking hot, huh? So The only positive thing that I can take from this is that in comparison to that date, every date I've had since then has been good. Thank you.